Hi everyone, my name is Aditi Goswami, and today I'll be talking about W.D. Gann's book, Truth of the Stock Tape. This video is the first part of a 4 video series where I'll be analyzing and discussing what I learned from W.D. Gann's book, Truth of the Stock Tape. So if you want to get a deeper understanding of his book and want to know how it's still relevant now, this is the video for you. Now, before I start discussing the book, I urge you all to subscribe to this channel so that you'll be notified when I upload the subsequent parts of this series. As you can see, there are 4 parts that I'll be discussing in this series. We have introduction, how we can trade better, stock positions, and trading commodities. So in this video, I'll be taking up the introduction and basics. And these are the topics that we'll be covering today. What does tape reading mean? Reading the stock tape, important concepts, stocks versus businesses, your natural bias, and things you need to keep in mind when you're trading. Starting with tape reading. What does it even mean? Well, tape reading is a technique for analyzing the price and volume as shown on a tape of a particular stock. The stock tape used to show the number of stocks traded and the price that the buyers and the sellers agreed on. So tape reading is basically just analyzing of this data. So this part is quoted from Gann's book. One thing that W.D. Gann has stated the most in this section of the book is not to get influenced by news, rumors, or tips, and always focus on your own research. If you are following opinions of other people, please verify it by your own study of charts. Why is learning how to analyze the stock tape important for us as traders? No one even looks at a ticker tape anymore. Well, firstly, it's very important for intraday traders because tape reading was all about analyzing prices as they come in real time. In a way, it'll help us to make short-term price predictions. Secondly, it helps measure the emotional intensity of participants. In the past, ticker tape actually used to reflect the volume of stocks traded. Through tape reading techniques, if we look at the indicators showing volume now, we can get to know the sentiment of the market and whether the buyers and sellers are acting as a reaction or whether a trend is forming. Third, learning how to read and analyze the stock tape helps us to strategize for the long term as well, like it helps in intraday trading. If you can take it as a piece to your puzzle for figuring out long-term trends. Next, there are a few things to keep in mind while analyzing prices of a particular stock. Firstly, we need to pay attention to the number of shares outstanding of a stock. For example, Reliance has around 6,000 crore shares outstanding, and it requires a very large volume of sales to move the stock up or down very much. That's why, to understand the meaning of volume, you need to know the number of shares outstanding and the floating supply of the stock that you're trading in. So companies like Eicher Motors with around 27 crore outstanding shares can make moves of many points, while Reliance won't so easily, since the floating supply of Eicher Motors is smaller as compared to Reliance. The next thing that a tape reader or an intraday trader needs to know is the financial position of the stock. It's not easy to scare investors and start a selling frenzy in a stock which is generally known to be in a very good financial position. In the same way, it's not easy to force a stock to high levels by manipulation if it's known to have very little intrinsic value. So we really need to pay attention to the intrinsic value of a stock as well. Whether the stock that we're trading is moving because of its value or because of hopes and fears of traders. Third, as per Gann, we also need to pay attention to the charts of the stock. See, in those times, they didn't really have real-time charts like we do now. So one of the important things he had suggested was looking at patterns that the price had made in the past. Moving on to important concepts. First is don't trade too often. Now, since this book was written a long time ago, W.D. Gann suggested not trading too often because you had to pay a commission and it used to be a huge part of your gains. However, now times have changed, and in some sites, you won't even need to pay a commission anymore. Next is false hopes. The basic teaching of this section is not to trade on hopes and fears. This is what usually might happen in case someone trades in such a way. The market will usually start declining or change a trend on Wednesday. On Thursday, the decline continues, and traders think that they'll just get out the next time the price rallies. But the price never rallies. Why? Because most traders who were not selling on Monday or Tuesday now start selling after Wednesday after seeing decline because of fear. So rather than reacting to price changes out of fear, Gann's book teaches you to trade on facts. Moving on to the next concept, stocks discount future events. Stock prices are nearly always 6 to 12 months ahead of business conditions. The logic being that big market movements are the result of causes which exist long before the news is known to the public. In most cases, news is discounted before it comes out and rarely has much effect after it's generally known. If good news appears and stocks start down or stay flat, you can know that it has already been discounted. The last concept is sudden unexpected events. For example, natural disasters that could affect the company that you're trading in. When something like this happens, the market would open way up or down, making a very big range. In this scenario, it's always best to sell out long stocks or cover shorts and just wait. Things like this are obviously unexpected, and it's wise not to risk losing money in trades where everything is very uncertain. Next is how stocks are sold. I'm sure that we all know that there is no difference in the method of selling stocks and methods used by businessmen to sell their goods. You would have noticed that no matter how bad a company is doing, the heads of that corporation are almost always optimistic. That doesn't mean that the company is doing very well, though. They just have goods that need to be sold. The entire point of this is to be wary of the news or rumors that you hear and to always do your own research. As I said before, no matter whose opinion you listen to for trading, you will definitely be much better off if you verify it by your own study of charts. Going to your natural bias. So you will realize that you are either a natural born bull or a natural born bear, which means that you either always hope and believe that the stocks will go higher than they do, or you hope and believe that they will decline lower than they do. Gann's book basically encourages you to realize your weak points in trading and know that a lot of your conclusions are not judgment, but the result of your natural bias towards one side or the other. This is also why you need to protect yourself by using a stop loss. You as a trader need to learn to see things in a normal state and not exaggerate either on the bull or bear side. The last topic is things you need to keep in mind while trading. First is patience. Second is nerve or the will to act when your research shows that you need to make a move. Third is knowledge and the ability to act on research and study rather than hopes and fears. And the last is taking care of your own mental health and taking a break from the market to get a clearer, less biased vision. Thank you all for sticking with us till the end of this video. Like I said before, I'll be uploading the following part soon, and if you would like to be notified when I do, I suggest subscribing to this channel to get an investing club.